Just I gotta remember to mute it. I think I had it audio on last time, and it's just was echoing ridiculously. Here we go.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. Unmute it. There we go. Yeah, that was just jarring. So remind me, Mateo, if I forget to like check on here every periodically, because I might just forget. Because yeah, we might have someone that just says something, even if it's one person that says a question or anything. That can be cool.
All
All right, so
right.
I'll go back to where am I going? We're here.
Oh,
So
we're live?
yeah, we're live.
Oh,
Are we
gee.
live?
Yeah.
Oh my geez. Okay, that was a new move. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh man. So we're here with Mateo. This is Gilly
Bunch
Writes
of
Comics and
rookies.
stuff. Yeah, we're noobing it out here. Um, what could we say? We're here to talk Captain Marvel, but before we do that, guys, let me introduce you to Mateo. He's an artist on this
Hi,
awesome
guys.
project we got. Pistoleta, a blood-soaked tale of scorn and vengeance. So, guys, what we're doing with this show, we're pretty much gonna talk about Captain Marvel. We're gonna share our thoughts on that because it's a popular movie. But we also want to share our story. We also have a powerful female protagonist in Pistoleta. It's a western, and we're so far looking good. We've been live. I want to say 4 days, maybe 5 days, and we have raised almost $1,000. So almost 25%. I'm not good at math, maybe 20 something percent close to getting our goal. 15 days to go. So definitely, guys, if you're interested, don't want to wait too long. We could use any type of backing to get this done. Mateo, anything you want to chime in on?
No, I mean, it's just we're gonna keep plugging at it. So I hope you guys uh, uh, consider, contributing to us making this happen.
Yeah, for real, guys. We have Mateo who did the lines for this. He did the one of the covers here, the original cover we have of our Pistoleta. Pregnant gunslinger. That's something that hasn't been done. It's something fresh. I thought I could, as a writer, bring something new to the genre, something I thought would be interesting to see as a fan, and also that would be fun to write. Um, there's a story on how she gets pregnant. She was pretty much raped. What we got here? Yep, I know it's dark, but hey, guys, if you get through the first couple of preview pages here, this is where we have our story. We introduce
It's more about the
Valencia here.
aftermath of
Yeah,
her dealing with it than just what the rape.
exactly.
It's you know
And for those who are sensitive to the words rape, again, I
trigger
get,
warning.
yeah, seriously, guys. This, I'm just showing you if you can kind of see here. We have this page is where it goes right into present day. So if you can handle this, you'll be fine for the story.
Yeah,
Because,
there's it's not gratuitous. It's
yeah,
handled tastefully as something like that could be.
that's
Um,
right.
it's. I mean, we understand.
For
It's
sure. Tastefully and artistically in that we handle it well. We keep the
yeah,
story flowing. We don't dwell too much on that, but we set up what will be an awesome what we say
yeah,
conflict resolution at the end, right? A climax. We kind of have a lot going on with her and her story and how she ends up becoming such a great gunslinger.
yep,
So guys, we have Mateo on this. We have a great colorist, JL Giles. I've worked with him on my webcomic Under the Flesh. We've successfully crowdfunded 2 campaigns together on Kickstarter. And guys, if we get this funded, that's a paycheck, okay, for Mateo.
right,
Seriously, that's a paycheck for Mateo to finish this work, and that's a paycheck for JL Giles to color. You guys will be providing them some work for a book that I would have written totally for free, and I'm totally okay with that. But you'll be getting an awesome story in return. Trust me, guys. Mateo actually enjoyed the first couple of pages of script that I had sent him,
yeah,
and yeah, I guess if you want to just do a quick blurb on that.
yeah. I mean, it was like I think we said this on the last time, but
Mm-hmm.
you had sent me the pages, and I was just I was impressed. I was like, okay, let's find out how this works, where this goes. So I you know pressured you to send me
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the like give me the script. I want to read the script so I can start drawing on it.
So,
So
Mateo, real quick, how long have you been reading comics?
Since I was very second grade, so we'll say what second grade's what 7, 8 years old, 8 years old.
I want to
So
say yeah, second grade.
32 years now.
All right, awesome. So this guy has 32 years of comic reading pedigree behind him, and the fact that he enjoyed my script of 12 pages, that he wanted more, I'll take that as that. That's just a compliment. I appreciate that,
And
Mateo.
it's
So
is
I
is
like that.
okay. So okay, I it's not just comic reading. I like storytelling in general. It could be a book, it could be a
Nice,
movie, it could be
nice.
television, it could be comics.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I absorb all of those things
Hmm.
very regularly. I'm a
Very regular. I love that.
I'm not. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm a couch potato who likes to read comic books, watch movies, and TV. Okay, so
Nice.
yeah, it was I mean, there are tropes to westerns,
Hmm.
that, and yeah, it dabbles in some of those tropes because I mean the western is a perfect
Oh,
setting
isn't it?
for a revenge story.
Hmm.
I mean, there's so many that that that's the whole impetus is just you know
Hmm.
like Outlaw Josie Wales, Cat Ballou. I mean, there are hundreds
Hmm.
of revenge stories, and so this was perfect. I just
The
wanted to see what went
mhm.
on, because yeah, you get a shocking topic like the first the first the first act, and you want to know where it goes. So yeah, that was me.
So the Western is rife. The Western genre is rife for vendetta stories, and the
Uh,
fact that Mateo enjoyed it and he wanted more for him as an artist, you can feel that he wanted to get onto this.
yeah.
With this being such a dark story, um, I felt that Mateo, your style, it's like that cartoonish style. It added like a touch of levity to like something that's really grim or the real grim world of it. And I feel like that kind of will hopefully let readers know, okay, this can't end that bad, could it? Like, are we going to see this pregnant gunslinger like shot to death with a baby in her belly? Like, that's so just harrowing to think about. But
It's always darkest before the dawn.
yes, it is. But trust me when I say that this is a story that is unique. It's a Western that's one of a kind. As I come into my storytelling craft as a writer and Mateo as an artist, we're synchronizing here. There's a synergy here that's really strong. And I hope you guys could see this to fruition because it's really special. And I don't want to toot my own horn. I know Mateo doesn't want to toot his own horn, but guys, we're tooting our horns because the music we're making is pretty damn good. And I'm just gonna say that confidently because I've seen the end result. Mateo's seen the end result. We visualize it. We just want to get it on paper, and that's where you guys come in as backers. So hopefully we can do that. But moving onward, as we talk about strong female leads, we'll segue that into Captain Marvel. So,
Yep.
Mateo, real quick, tell me about what were your thoughts on Captain Marvel, right?
I really enjoyed it.
All
Like,
right.
it was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
It I actually I went and saw it twice. Like, I went and saw it by myself
Okay.
uh the Sunday after it
Mm-hmm.
came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my family and I were supposed to go see it together.
Okay.
uh they went out of town and I was by myself with nothing better to do, so I was like,
Nice.
I'm gonna go see the movie. And then uh last week took all my girls
Mm-hmm.
to go see the movie again. And
Wow.
yeah,
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it twice.
So, how old are your daughters?
5 and 8.
Jesus, that's amazing, dude. God bless you, brother. That's a happy dad right there, guys. If you back this product, not only are you giving a comic book artist some work, you're giving a father some work. Okay, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So did they like it? Did they enjoy it? I'm sure they
Yeah,
probably
that was
riveted,
that
right?
was the thing, is like they like I really wanted, because I had already seen it. I really wanted them to see it. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to take them to see it and experience it with them,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a very pro,
Mm-hmm.
strong female lead,
Mm-hmm.
strong, female female centric story.
Mhm.
The subtext to the movie
Mhm.
is very, hey, girls fight the power type shit. And
Mhm.
so that's what I wanted my girls to experience, because you know I want to be able to say, later on in life, you guys can be president, you can do anything you want,
Mhm.
don't let the world hold you back.
For sure, definitely.
And so I feel like that movie definitely emphasized that.
Mhm.
And from the beginning to the end, it was like you saw what it was like for uh Carol Danvers, and
Mhm.
then, or Veers as she was called in, at the beginning of the movie,
Weird, yeah.
and like to the end where she just blows up and
Mhm.
takes, kicks ass, takes names.
So, real quick, because you saw the movie twice, I only saw it once
Mm-hmm.
by myself, um, where I was actually focused. What would you say was in that energy core, dude? Because I didn't expect that energy core to have her fighting like, I mean, she was like in hand-to-hand combat, she could have rivaled Batman in her prowess. I thought that
Everybody can rival Batman. I mean, let's be honest. Batman with preparation can take on Superman.
true
Batman
that.
by himself, like on this, like,
Okay, so what about that scene in the beginning with all the scrolls? And I know her powers are kind of like they're muzzled because she has the
yeah,
little blocks on her. Guys, again, sorry for the spoilers. Hopefully, if you guys are watching this,
yeah.
you've seen
Hope big
Captain
spoiler
Marvel.
warning.
Yeah,
We're gonna go deep here.
this is a spoiler rant. Basically, we just digest any little bit. So, what was your thoughts in the beginning where her powers are muzzled by the bars over her fist, and she's hand to hand like just
It's not. That was the thing.
okay.
It's not just her powers being muzzled by the
Hmm.
handcuffs,
Hmm.
as it were, because she has that thing on her neck where it dampens her powers too.
Yes, that's true. I do. Yes, I remember
So
that.
I mean, that was. I mean, kind of going into it is the whole like that whole first scene with Jude
Mhm,
Law, where he's like, you got to control yourself. You can't rely on your powers. You can't use your powers.
mhm,
I mean, it's essentially a dude saying, "Hey, girl, you can't do this." And then she
mm,
goes to the collective or whatever it was called. I don't
mhm,
remember. Uh, and gets the same shit. They're
mm,
like, "No, you need to keep yourself, you know, head
mhm.
down, keep your emotions in check." It was
Right,
so
and
you have
I get
man
yeah, I
and
can see that
society
subtext there,
telling
yeah.
her, "No, you can't do that. You need to, keep your head in line, and
Mhm,
straight and narrow."
okay,
And what happens at the end? She goes off that
yeah.
and blows up. She becomes this powerhouse that will hopefully take on, uh, uh,
Thanos?
Thanos. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so one question. This is where, of course, because for me, I'm not a major Brie Larson fan. Like, I can't remember any other work that she's done. I know she's done other stuff. It just never resonated with me, or just that I realized it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me watching the movie, um, not knowing much about Brie Larson and trying to see her as now what they'll call her as the Marvel lead, I guess, or the lead. Like I just heard this about a couple days ago. She's going to be the new face of the MCU. Um,
Yeah, probably taken after because, uh, what's his face? Chris Evans is
mm.
out. His contract is up. So I'm sure that
And
she's going to
even and
be.
Chris Evans, I like Chris Evans, but I don't even see
Me
him
too.
and his Captain America character as like the face. Like I mean,
Well, I mean, because you kind of,
he's kind of boring in a way. I
it
mean,
started off with Tony Stark, with
that,
Robert Downey Jr. as
I
Tony
like him as
Stark.
a face. He's funny.
And
He's witty.
he's the guy who, I mean, it essentially kicked off the Marvel
Hmm.
universe.
Hmm.
So I can see how people would assume that he's kind of the face. But it's like the Avengers. You get Tony Stark and Captain
Hmm.
America together as the face of the Avengers.
So it's like I get that being them both the face. I could see that. It could kind of work. Thor, I mean, I don't see him as a face. I can't see him as,
He's in and
spearheading the
out.
whole thing. He's in it exactly. Now I see Captain Marvel. I'm trying to feel her out, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because I did enjoy the movie, and I did say it was pretty good. Um, from a 1 to 10 rating, and this is where we're gonna differ a bit. I think. What do you give it from a 1 to 10?
On a 1 to 10, how about instead of giving it a 1 to 10, how would I place it amongst the other Marvel movies?
Let go. Okay, before we
If I'm
go
going
to
to put it
placement, if you have to
in
go through a numerical value, let's just go through the
in the
tried true
chronological
formula. 1 to 10, what would you give it?
one
This
to
is
ten,
where yes, I'm going right there.
probably 7, maybe.
Okay,
Like
we're
it's
closer
kind of
than we
in the
thought.
middle. I don't want to say it wasn't perfect. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna
no, no
like it
doubt for
wasn't,
sure.
and it's not my favorite of the
Hmm.
Marvel movies. Like that gets
Hmm.
that title goes to Guardians of the Galaxy, the first Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
could give you that for first Guardians of the Galaxy. The second
Um,
one for me, it dipped, and I don't have hopes for
yeah.
the third one. But
Oh,
okay,
I have hopes
continue.
for the third one now that James Gunn is back on it. But um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I put it somewhere in the middle. It's not one of
Hmm.
the the
Hmm.
best. It's not one of the worst. That
Hmm.
but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'll
Hmm.
watch it again. I'll watch it
Hmm.
probably 5 or 6 times when it comes out on video. Um,
Your daughters are definitely going to want to see that, so that's for sure. You're going to
yeah,
be
I
plugged
mean,
in.
my youngest, or not my youngest, my oldest, just before we got online, she was like, Captain Marvel's awesome. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, cool. It's a character that she can identify with.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe not every dude wants to be Captain Marvel.
No, I
Cool,
mean for sure
but
you get that. Yeah.
it's that movie found its target audience
Mhm. So,
in my little girls. It's a hero that they look like, that they can identify with.
no
You
doubt.
know, I mean, my youngest loves Hulk, but it's not. That's not a character that she identifies with. It's just
Mhm.
because he's big and loud and funny and
Mhm.
yells and screams. So, but
It's fun.
yeah,
Hulk
it's
smash
fun. It's
everything.
big dumb stupid violence, and it can be fun. And so yeah, but that now
Mhm.
that there's like we watched Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
don't give me no spoilers on that. I gotta watch that, and we'll definitely have a
How have
talk
you
about
not
that one
watched that movie?
because I'm buying it. I'm buying it on Blu-ray. I wanted to do that today. It was raining like crazy, so that's one that I was just
What?
waiting for Blu-ray. Yeah, instant buy. Remember, I don't have any
What?
5 years old to run to the movies with yet.
I had that.
I got my
I had
little
that.
guy, and
I had that bought like weeks ago when it first came out on digital, because I don't care about. I bought it
oh, you gotta.
UHD on Vudu because I don't care
Okay.
about physical copies anymore.
No,
Like
I know that they're kind of like running this course physical copy, but I still enjoy just the case and everything. And I got my little shelf, and I'll put some stuff. So I'm like, that was
that's
an
the thing. I
instant
don't
buy for me.
like if I have a physical copy. Those are the movies that I don't go and watch, like because I'm just not going to get off my butt to go to the wall of movies that I have and pick out a movie.
Okay, so don't. We're gonna. A matter of fact, that'll be our next. If we'll do a spoiler rant, we could definitely talk about the Marvel universe. 'Cause I could go on and on about that. So I definitely got to check the Spider Verse.
Okay, so but to my point,
Yeah.
when Spider-Verse came out,
Mhm.
they both magnetized to Spider-Gwen. They were
Okay.
like, "Oh,
Yes, for
she's
sure.
cool." She's like my daughter, when my oldest, when she was really young, took ballet. She glommed onto the fact that Spider-Gwen in the movie wears ballet
Mhm.
slippers. Like,
Nice.
it's
That's a relatable aspect right there for
yeah,
them for
I don't
sure.
have, they don't have very many superheroes in
Hmm.
their in their sphere of influence,
Hmm.
they're like, oh, I like her, or oh, I like her. But so far, Spider Gwen and Captain Marvel have been two that they're like, sweet.
Nice.
So,
So with Captain Marvel, I gotta admit, I didn't have it as a 7 out of 10, but I had it as a 6 out of 10. I didn't have it quite
okay.
as 5 out of 10, but I had it as a six
I
out of
mean,
10.
Yeah,
And
it was good. It
because it
had,
wasn't the greatest, like you said, it
yeah,
wasn't the greatest. It has some shortcomings, but it was enjoyable. I did
yeah,
enjoy it. It's the sci-fi elements were great. You know, you have the shape-shifting scrolls, you have the space shooting aspect, you have the secret agent aspect. I mean, there was elements there that I resonated with as a sci-fi fan. So for me, I was able to watch it.
yeah.
I didn't expect Samuel Jackson to have so much screen time. That was a pleasure.
That was cool.
I thought he was awesome, and
What did you
him
think
and
of their relationship?
I thought it was I see. That's where I felt where Brie Larson came out a little bit because her and the interactions with Jude Law and all that. I mean, just her on her own. And I'm being honest, it just there was some
But
cringe moments, you know.
it all goes back to that first scene with Jude Law, where
Hmm.
he's like, "No, you need to control your emotions.
Hmm.
You can't laugh. Levity is weakness.
Right, and then considering how
Uh,
he.
Anger is weakness. You
Hmm.
know, you just like, okay, so she is trying to control her
Hmm.
emotions. There's a couple scenes in it
Hmm.
where like things start chipping away at
Hmm.
what she's taught. Like there's
Hmm.
that scene where uh they're at that hidden military base,
Hmm.
the Pegasus
Yes,
thing,
yes, yes. When they finally make it there, yeah.
and Coulson is like has his gun trained
Hmm.
on them, and then
Hmm.
he lets them go,
I
and
like that
she's like,
part.
"Why do you do that?"
Hmm.
Because that goes against everything that she's been trained.
Hmm.
You know, like everything that she's been taught while, you
Hmm.
know, being with the Krees says don't do that. And so she was like, why do you do that? And Sam Jackson's like, well, he must actually like me or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
So, uh, I mean,
Yeah, that was a moment
it's a
that
part of the
showed.
character.
Hmm.
It's in the character. Like in Pistolera, I after the first couple pages, you
Hmm.
never see Valencia smile at all.
Hmm.
Is for the exact same. I mean, it's just
Hmm.
she has her character is just stone cold.
Hmm.
You know, and then there are parts where like once she starts becoming less Kree and more human or more, you know, Terran or Earth,
Hmm.
you know, that's when more levity comes into her.
Yeah, she sheds some more layers there, and her. I like the little dynamic she had with Monica Rambeau, who I would like to
Maria,
see
her
her.
mom.
Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. Also Monica, the little girl too.
Oh, the little girl. Okay.
Yeah, like they had some moments where she was kind of, oh, Auntie Carol's back, and she was up. But then, like you kind of saw, like when just when she's picking out the colors to her suit, you
Yeah.
saw a side of her where you know what I mean. Like she was emerging as who she would be as a character.
Yeah.
She was getting into her
Shedding the
skin,
Kree
shedding,
and
yeah,
becoming human. Yeah.
becoming human. So I thought that was interesting. Some elements that I feel, and this is going towards how they want to tie it in with Endgame, and this is where okay, again, like I get we're pushing this pro, female agenda, and my way and how I like to do things, I like to do it through the story, and here they carefully constructed that in a way. Now
Yeah.
I agree with that, but what I'm trying to figure out is okay, going into Endgame, and I have no problem if you're spoon feeding me what's gonna make her awesome to beat Thanos. Like, even though, like, if you just give her all the best superpowers in the world, and it's like it's all stemmed from this energy core, this what was it within this
Well,
Kree technology.
I mean, that was how
I don't know too much of
in
her
the
story as
books.
far, yeah. I don't
I
know.
did some Wikipedia reading,
Okay.
you know, because I my you know Captain Marvel
Hmm.
and Carol Danvers is kind of a blank spot in my comics reading
Hmm.
history.
Like
Um,
me, likewise for me.
so yeah, I mean, and that's so I came in with fresh eyes. I didn't come in
Hmm.
going, oh well, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong.
Hmm.
But from what I read on Wikipedia, which I mean, I can get crucified for that, but
Hmm.
whatever. Um, that's kind of how she was there with Marvel,
Hmm.
and there was an explosion, and she absorbed Marvel's powers. So there was a slight change, to whatever was in the secret weapon in that power core that
Right.
everybody wanted, and Marvel was the only one who knew.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, you
I
see,
mean,
I don't know that, right? And when I see this and I see that she could, I mean, build all that energy, fly through space and all this crap, and I'm like, what was in that energy core? Because that's now, if you paint, like, if you show Marvel in her Kree time, even if it's like a 2 minute snippet of her as this awesome power or this awesome being or the highest, and then you
well,
see
it's
her
the energy of the
transferring her,
Tesseract. So
right?
was what?
Okay.
Because didn't the Tesseract have like one of the Infinity Stones in it? I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah, I'm not sure when I have to see a movie again. So, so like that was just one little, like I said, it's a gripe that I feel like, okay, if you show us it, like I didn't even know that with the Tesseract, or if it had another Infinity Stone in it, that I didn't know that. So if it would have been come across more clear, then it's making sense how she's so powerful.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was
I
because
just need, yeah.
that was when they went on to Marvel's ship.
Hmm.
You see like there's like this is the power of
Hmm.
the core, and it's the Tesseract. So
But right,
um
and then isn't was it Nick Fury still kind of like guarding the Tesseract?
at the end, yeah.
Right at the end, right? So it's like she
I mean
absorbs some of the power or a little bit of power. They put some of the power of the Tesseract into the core. Like, I just wish
that was the thing.
this
They
would.
put the power of the Tesseract into the core, or
Mhm.
Marvel figured it out how to do that.
Right.
And so when it exploded, she absorbed that
Yeah,
power.
somehow that, yeah. So if that could have just been made a little bit more clear, that would be one thing where I give a little check mark to. But okay, we could bypass that. Then I'm looking at this pager that she writes, that she builds. It's like, come on, dude. And everything that we're seeing, where does she have the time? Not to say nothing against her, but she's a pilot, right? So she's a
uh,
pilot. I don't know if she's a scientist or whatever. I don't know. Like I just missed that.
well, it's like when she goes to Radio Shack, steals a Game Boy, and I forget what else, but it makes an interstellar communicator.
Right. It's like,
You
so
know,
it's almost
it
like
makes
she
a
had a.
she phones home. It's
Yeah, that
yeah.
was another like I could, it's
I
like,
mean,
okay, I
it's
get
far
it. It's
fetched,
silly.
but it's movie magic. Come on,
Exactly.
don't dwell on that.
That part where she's making the call to Jude Law, it's like, okay, it's through the phone. I'm like, okay, okay. But the fact that she constructed this little two-way page or whatever
I mean,
for.
let's go back to ET. Okay, ET did it with a record player and a CNC. Okay,
I'm
we're
not
not
gonna hate
harping
on
on how
ET.
bad
I'm
ET.
not gonna
Look,
harp
that's
on
the
ET,
thing. We're not
okay?
gonna
I'm
say,
not
"Oh,
gonna.
ET sucks butt,"
I'm
because
sorry, I'm not gonna do that,
he's
okay? I did
yeah.
not. I will harp on the fact that she constructed this two-way page. But I get what you're saying, so I'll lay
It's
off a
movie
little bit.
magic.
I'll go to the movie magic. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So she goes on this voyage to find a new world for the Scree, who know for the scrolls, who knows where that's
Yeah.
gonna take her. But then at the end, it's like, where she comes out and they're like, what's this thing Nick Fury had? And they're trying to figure
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
this little
Yeah.
bit. And then it's all, she's like, where's Nick Fury, or where's Fury? And you hear the music, dun dun dun. She's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, I mean, man, like, I don't know, how did he call her? Hold up. But it's just, I get that they're engineering her to be this, super powered that's going to take over
So,
Thanos. I just hope that I like it to be more organic, and how they're doing it is just, it's like, really, this whole
because I
thing
mean,
she just constructed
even
is
in
the way she gets called, or
even
I
in
know
the
movie
Marvel
magic, but
in the
yeah.
comics,
Hmm.
Captain Marvel is a powerhouse. She's up
Hmm.
there. You know, kicking butt with
Hmm.
Thor and the Hulk and all the powerhouses.
Hmm.
She's the tank of the party. If you're into D&D at all,
Hmm.
she's that person who can
The tank.
kick ass.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it's so
Okay, but the tanks, they take damage.
yeah.
Who's the damage dealer?
She's there to punch and yeah. Well, yeah, that's the problem. You don't have a healer yet,
Or the damage dealer, right? Who's like that damage dealer that's gonna like be the one to take out Thanos? I don't mind her
but
character. I don't mind what they're doing to an extent. I just feel like it's a little overdone, right? But I look at what about the eyes for Nick Fury, the eye, right? Like, what
that
didn't the
was
civil
just
what
funny.
I love the cat and that monster, the Flurkin or whatever, the
The
Fluffkin,
Flurk,
whatever it
yeah,
was. Yeah, I
Goose.
thought it was interesting. Thought it was cool. I like that whole dynamic. But when I remember Marvel Civil War and he's going about his eye and there's someone that betrayed him and all that. I'm like, was it
Yeah,
Captain
see, and
Marvel
that's
that
the thing
betrayed
is,
him? It was
no,
come on, you
it
don't
was the
build that up
damn
for the
cat.
cat. You don't build that up for the
No,
cat. Come on, that's just
that just made
lazy.
his.
We
That's
can't
no,
even
that's
make
the
that movie
lazy.
magic. That's just
That's just
nonsense.
funny. It's funny. It's like, because
But here's the thing.
when you look at how Fury loved on, I mean, he broke that Fury mold and was just cuddling that, like, oh, kitty, kitty, kitty,
I
and
get
just
it. Mhm.
the ice just chipped away, melted away, and
Mo-
he's loving
Listen,
that cat.
Mateo, I'll give you movie magic, but movie magic ain't going to save my opinion on that one. For me, that's like you got to do better than that because if you look at Marvel Civil War, I'm not fresh on it. I've seen it about once or twice. It's like I might have to go back to watch the whole movie again to see the weight of that scene, the build up, because I don't know
Uh,
what that spiel was that he's giving, like, oh, someone who betrayed me, someone who trusted me, but it's the cat, and it's done in a way that's so it's like campy,
but
cheesy. It's
it's
like,
no, see, because Fury has this
mm-hmm,
like he's got the dual persona. There's the softer side
mm-hmm.
that like
That
other
took the
agents
goose.
don't see.
Mm-hmm,
It like he put that wall up like at the end of the movie when he's talking to Coulson, right?
mm-hmm,
He's sitting there and he's just like he's filling out his little report on what's going
mm-hmm,
on. And Coulson leaves and okay, but that wall was there.
mm-hmm.
He was the ice cold killer. But when he's talking to Captain Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
when he's talking to Goose, he there's a softer edge to him where a lot of that,
Well, that softer
the,
edge with Goose evaporated the moment he got slashed and lost an eye. I mean, I thought
even then
I
he was
think
like
that yeah,
it's no
that did,
big
yeah,
deal. It's no big deal. And then everybody's like, it's a fucking big deal,
yeah,
dude.
dude, you freaking how the hell you still have an eyeball?
Oh, and that's the thing. He lost his eye, like Flurkin scratching your.
I'll give I love your tenacity and wanting to just shrug that off. Okay, we'll I'll shrug it off. Right now,
All
how
right.
about the Avengers Initiative? Like he's trying to come up with the name, and then like she's the reason for the Avengers existence to begin with. Because if
It
she didn't come he would have never had this idea. Like, hey, we gotta, get all these. There's more
Well,
like
it's
her.
not
I just
just
know it.
her. It's the Kree and the Scrolls all together are like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there's more to this world than just what's in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a backup plan
Mm-hmm.
just in case there's an Earth invasion. And that was
No,
kind
for
of
sure. Earth definitely needs some kind of contingency plan, and that's where the Avengers Initiative came in. But the fact that he didn't have a name for it, and he just
well,
looked
I
at it
mean,
like
it
it's
was kind of
Avengers.
cool. I mean, that's just kind of like, oh, here's my friend. You know what? I'm gonna name it the Avenger Initiative. I mean, that I thought was a nice touch because I mean they had like there was a friend like it was a
Mhm.
like buddy cop movie kind of going on there.
They
Yeah,
had it. I'll give it that. They
like
had it a little
they
bit.
as the investigation
Hmm.
into her past went on, they had this dynamic of partners and equals
Hmm.
and just like a good friendly rapport.
Hmm.
So yeah, he sees that picture of her and he's like, well, the Avenger Initiative. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. I thought that was a nice little touch, not only to, you know, their friendship, but,
We'll just put some extra cheese on that touch, and
but it
we'll let it
like,
slide. No, dude, I'm teasing.
I
Now, one
know
thing,
it's all right.
since you have Wikipedia on me and I don't,
Like I said, I just skimmed it.
the
I didn't go deep
Carol
diving.
the Carol Danvers, was she a pilot though?
Yeah,
Okay, was she called Avenger at all?
that I don't know.
I was just curious, right? So she was a pilot. And
Yeah,
did she get the energy core kind of the same way from a Marvel, like that kind of same way she gets her powers,
in the book,
or is it
excuse
different?
me, I'm burping
Hmm.
up
No,
rock
no, no, you're
stars right
good.
now. Um, in the books, there was an explosion and she absorbs Marvel's powers.
Okay, okay.
So
So it's directly from Marvel. This one is just directly from the Energy Core. Is that kinda what
yeah,
they did differently?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
okay,
yeah, they tweaked it just a little bit. So instead of it
okay.
being Marvel's power, it's the
Mm,
power that Marvel created.
mm.
So
Did you know there was, that there's a Captain Marvel about okay, maybe you might not know this, but I kinda in doing my research for Captain Marvel, someone on Twitter was like, because I wanted to read up on Captain Marvel, I kinda wanna do my homework how you did instead of doing through Wikipedia, I kinda wanted to read like a book.
I've got I did read some of the book. I read like the first few issues of one of the latest
Okay, well
because I do the Marvel Unlimited subscription,
nice.
and so
Okay,
I was just like, you know what? Well, I enjoyed the movie. Let's see what this book's about. So I
okay.
started reading some of that. And,
Well, the one that got recommended to me was it was actually an arc from, like, the '80s, and it was
okay,
Captain Marvel, and she was black, her suit looked really cool,
the Monica
um
Rambeau.
yeah, and, the graphic novel looked pretty cool, so I'm like, "Hey, this is interesting." I
So
thought yeah,
I
I don't know too much about her, but I actually hunted down the graphic novel because I tried to buy it on Amazon, it was sold out,
oh
and I went to
really?
one I had to go to 3 different local comic shops, and one that I went, it was, like, the one copy that was, like, not even placed with all the other trade paperbacks, it was, like, on a separate shelf, and I got it and I picked it up, so I definitely wanna read that. So, because 'cause I'm curious as to how that particular Monica Rambeau, she's like a police lieutenant. She also led the Avengers, and this was done in the '80s. So for
So
me, that's like kind of like, wow, this is she seems
yeah.
like a big deal.
So Carol Danvers has been around for like 50 years, right?
Mhm.
So since like late 60s.
So they still have a connection. Carol Danvers have a
She
connection to this Captain Marvel. Then
she was well
I see. That's why I got to read
the
this
little
one.
part that I read was that Monica Rambeau took the name Captain Marvel
Mhm.
while there was Marvel Captain Marvel,
Okay.
and like she's talking to the thing, and the thing's like, take his name. He won't care. You know, there's probably another thing out there, you know,
Right.
elsewhere in the world. So yeah, that's how there's that Captain Marvel as well. Um,
And I like how they incorporated her into the new Captain Marvel just by having
I'm
her. I thought that was interesting, and I kind of
I'm wondering
yeah.
if that is going to segue into the next phase of the MCU.
I would like to see that Captain Marvel just to see how they do that. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
because I was like, oh yeah, I know Monica Rambeau.
yeah, because
I mean, I
I
know the
think
name.
she could be a better face than this Captain Marvel for the MCU, right?
Well, maybe. I mean,
You know,
but
I'm a teaser. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't like Brie
I
Larson
like.
as a face. I like. She's okay,
I
but
heard. Okay,
there got to be
so
more. She needs a good sidekick. I mean, she it's not to say she can't do it. Not to say a woman isn't capable. I'm not going there at all. I'm just saying as far as in just enjoying her as a lead for the face of Marvel. I mean, we need something. Her
I,
and Nick Fury worked. I mean, like that made
yeah.
for me that made the movie it made it bearable. I
So
felt it
like,
worked. They had a good stigma.
I like Brie Larson.
Mm,
She did an interview with the Nerdists like
mhm.
years ago, and she
Okay.
came off as incredibly charming.
What is she else did she do that I could I might have saw it, but not realized
She
she was in it.
was in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie.
Ah, gotcha. I just saw that was on Netflix. Yeah, that's added to my
Yeah,
list. Okay. Okay,
but
interesting.
she's not a main
She's one
character.
okay.
She's like a side character.
Okay.
Um, and then she won an Academy Award for what was that movie called? Now I'm trying to look it up real
Was it like a
fast.
chick flick?
No, it was like a drama.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called
I heard she
now.
was in Kong Skull Island, and I saw the latest Kong Skull Island. I don't remember her. Is that bad?
I never. Yeah, she was in it. I never saw it.
Yeah, that check that one out. It's decent. But yeah, I don't remember. I
Uh,
gotta watch it again just to now at least to see what part she played. Like I didn't recognize her. So
so I think it
mhm.
was Room that she won an Academy Award for.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
she got some, I guess, acting chops to be
I
noticed
mean,
by a
yeah,
cat to get an Academy Award, you gotta be somewhat decent for sure.
yeah.
Unless it's rigged, right? I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, things
it's it's anybody who's in the Academy votes, and they say, "Oh yes, you're the." She was in.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
ever see Trainwreck with what's her face?
Trainwreck. It sounds familiar.
With Amy Schumer. She
Not ringing a
plays her
bell.
little
Let me see.
sister in that.
Let's see. Pull it up real quick.
See,
Trainwreck.
that one's kind of.
Ah, yeah. Wow, she was in that.
Yeah, she plays her little sister in that.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember
Uh,
this one.
oh yeah, she was in 21 Jump Street.
Come on. Brie Larson was in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah,
How do I not remember her from 21 Jump Street? And I like that movie.
I don't know, dude.
Did you remember her?
Yeah, well, I'm reading
Was she
Wikipedia or not Wikipedia, but
was
IMDb
she
right
a
now. But
main?
I'm
Was
like,
she
oh
like the
yeah, she was
main?
in that.
Was she like the chick? I guess like the hot chick,
Yeah,
the
I
one
mean, she
that
was.
the female lead or the love interest or
Yeah,
what have you.
yeah.
Damn, man, that's bad. At least in my, I mean, I watch a lot of movies like you know, Couch Potato with sometimes. And I'm great with actors and actresses. I just can't ring a bell with at least
Oh,
those
see, I
performances.
tend to watch a movie and then forget, and then like years later, I'll go back and watch that movie and be like, oh, that dude was in.
Yeah,
Oh,
like with her, it's not that's sticking, but it happens even with other artists. But let's see where they go with this Marvel, universe thing with Endgame. I think we had a good, talk with discussion or spoiler rant, I guess, with this that I feel like we can definitely pick it up for the next couple of Marvel stories or just in general. You got a good taste for cinema and you got a good viewpoint and a perspective.
dude, I
And
used to work at a Blockbuster and I watched a ton of movies.
dude, so
I
okay,
mean,
so put it like this. Let's talk since we're wrapping up the Captain Marvel. Let's go back to Pistolera and
okay.
let's say if we signed a Netflix deal, okay, and we had a casting agent, right, who's gonna
Mm.
gonna feature some of our characters. Who would you want to portray Pistolera? Valencia Valdez. Who would you want us to play our main lead? That's a tough one, right?
That's a tough one
Because
because
we're looking
like
for a teen, right? She's gotta have that kind of baby face type, right?
she has to be
Or not
really
too
young,
baby face, but yeah, but young. It has to be young.
and that's the thing. You need a like an up and coming actress
Mm.
who like maybe not anybody famous. That's the
You can't
thing.
have Selena Gomez do it. It's just she's too pretty,
No,
right?
I mean, and she's too
We want to
young.
like
I
a
mean,
big
she's too
time,
old.
too old. But you could. How many times you see these movies where they play high schoolers and they're like 30? It's
Dude,
such
I could do that right now.
right. I work at a high school and people don't even believe how old I am. I'm not gonna divulge that info there, but it's just
Oh,
like I'm
dude.
glad like
Okay, so I was at the my car dealership. I left my car to get repaired yesterday,
Mhm.
and the guy was like, "So how old are your kids?" I'm like, "Oh, 5 and 8." And he's like, "You must have had kids young." And I'm like, "I'm 40, dude." So
Man,
I got blessed with some good genes where I don't
man.
look as old as I am.
Holy cow, that's good to know. I mean, I don't look my age. I mean, you said your age. I might as well say mine's at 37. I don't look it.
See,
Kim don't even see me yesterday. What? No way, Mister. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
but I'll
I
take
get
it.
it all the time.
We'll take it. So okay, so we'll have to. I guess with that we might need an unknown for Pistoleta, right? So what do we got for
Yeah,
supporting characters to pull her? Who would you put for Vico? Vico
Vico.
Velocidad Valdez. Let's take a look at his wanted poster that you so awesomely hooked up. We have him wanted for $4,000 reward. We have Vico Velocidad Valdez. He's the estranged brother. He's the one that knows the way to the gun that will eventually. He puts Valencia through the gauntlet through like this series of arduous tasks and trials, and
He's
she's
her
up.
Yoda.
Yeah, seriously. So that's a great way to put it. So here we
I
go.
mean, come on.
No, seriously. No, guys, we have a nice little segment where you're going to see how he is like Yoda. Matt put it so nice. So we have his little wanted poster here. He's wanted for raiding Lynch proceedings, armed robbery, murder, and theft of exotic birds.
I
How
like
is
how you put that the theft of exotic birds. I'm like, it's that Nick Fury-ness that
right?
loves the little cat, dude.
Right? That just adds something to him that we can't, I mean, we can only do so much in a 30 page, but definitely, guys,
Yeah.
if we could do more, that'd be what we could definitely explore a lot with these characters. But we had to just go straight to you know, the meat and potatoes with this one. But yes, so there's some characters. So who would you put if you had your choice?
I don't know. That's the other thing. Is like I'm trying to think of because it's got to be kind of a young guy, dude.
Oh, well,
I
here
mean,
I got
or
this.
youngish.
It has to be younger. She kind of has to, but this is one that someone gave to me. He told me Pedro Pascal. You know Pedro Pascal?
No, who's that?
Marcos. He said he would be a good piece. Vico.
Oh, maybe.
Right? I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I could. He's an amazing actor. I love this dude.
I don't
Um,
know what has he been in that I might know.
he was in Narcos. He was in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
The latest Kingsman. So he's if you have seen Narcos, he shines in Narcos. Totally
So I
shines.
didn't watch it because I'm like drug dealer movie.
No, it might be tough, but it's a little strong. But it's definitely worth a watch.
That's where I'm just like that's.
Mhm,
You know who I would? Okay, I would actually cast.
mhm.
Did you have you watched the Deadly Class
I
TV
haven't
show at all?
I haven't watched it yet. No, it's up already, right? It's on.
Yeah, it's the final episodes tonight.
Oh
So if anybody's like
no, Deadly Classic.
not listening to this, watch that show right now, dude. That show's good.
Who's on there
It
that you put
there's a dude. What is his name?
cast TV show cast?
Oh, where is he? Mikel Duval, I think is his name.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
yeah, that dude.
okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Put a nice,
We got to put a big mustache on him.
yeah, put a big mustache on him,
Put
and
a big old mustache on him.
he'd make a good because he's that dude's rotten
Yeah, I
in
like
that show.
this look right here. I
Yeah.
like that look. Put that with a sombrero. I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because he's kind of youngish too. It's not like he's that old, so that would be a good casting. And for okay, so for Colton, let's get a good shot of Colton. Where's Colton? We got a good one right here. Here we go. Oh, you can see it right there. There's a
To
good shot.
put somebody like middle aged.
Yeah.
So
Someone
you
said
said
someone said Ben Affleck. I'm like, I
no.
was
Wasn't it your cousin who said that?
no, I was oh man, it was one of my followers on Twitter. Just he was
Oh, okay.
calling like Ben Affleck. I don't know. Maybe my cousin must have said it in the last show. He could have possibly
I
said
don't
that.
know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I'd
another.
go maybe like Brad Pitt or somebody like that or Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know.
It would be funny. Be funny, right?
Because you got to go with somebody who's kind of middle aged.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
kind of
someone said Zac Efron.
no, he's too young.
Yeah, he's too young. Yeah, definitely.
It's like
I just love talking about this, man. Oh,
that's
who
I.
who knows what could have been? I think we got to start tweeting at Robert Rodriguez because this is up his alley. This is totally up his alley. He did Desperado. He's
Yeah, yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. This is right up his alley.
I love
He
those
could take it back.
movies.
Oh man, he'll take it back to the mid 1800s, and you give him a freaking strong female lead. Are you kidding me? A teen at that?
Yeah.
That's what he did with Alita Battle Angel. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, I saw that
All right.
a few weeks ago. Did you watch it?
I loved it. Yes, I
Oh,
did.
that was good. See, I like the book though.
I haven't seen the book. So I don't know how true to it is. I haven't seen the book.
It's fairly close. There's some things where they tweaked it or sped it up and or put it all in one timeline so that. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's
Okay,
faithful while still
here we
kind of tweaking it for one story.
did you take your daughters to see Alita Battle Angel?
No, they wouldn't have enjoyed it.
How do you know? Oh wait, well
It's
5 and 8, right? It's
yeah,
PG-13.
5 and 8, and it's
Maybe
it's
if
a
they
little
were
too.
12ish. Yeah, if they were 12ish, I'm like, yeah, I get
If,
you.
yeah, they
Makes
for
sense.
that one they like it's a little too scary.
Yeah, no, no, no. Seriously. No, I didn't
So
think of that. Yeah, 5 and 8. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, duh. 5 and 8.
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, if they were like 12ish, 11, maybe we can let that slide a little bit. Or
so
yeah.
yeah, so like let me I'm gonna tell you how bad of a father I am. I one day my kids were like playing off in their room and I was like, you know what? I'm in the living room by myself. I'm just gonna watch Deadpool 2. So I start watching it and my dad comes over and we're sitting there chit chatting and my youngest comes into the room, and I'm not even paying attention to the
Oh
movie
no.
anymore. So like, and my kids are used to swearing. I'm not gonna lie, I
Right.
swear all the time,
Mm.
I've probably done a few times during this little conversation.
But you've scaled it
Um,
back quite a bit, so I appreciate that.
uh, so there's a scene where, spoilers to anybody who cares about Deadpool 2 spoilers, uh, Juggernaut rips Deadpool in half,
Nice.
and my kid was in the room when that happened.
Oh gosh.
My 5-year-old,
Oh
she
gosh.
starts bawling,
Oh no.
and I was like, "Oh crap! I just traumatized my child for
I
life
just
because
stop.
I left the movie on without even thinking that, hey, kids are in the room now. I should probably turn this off." And so I had to like keep the movie on through the next scene where you see Deadpool like, "Hey, my legs are growing back. Cover your eyes for anything else." But
Oh my god.
oh, that's what a terrible parent I am.
Dude, it happens to the best of us. It was I had my buddy, he's gonna laugh at this. I don't know if you like alien movies, right?
Yeah, I watched all but the last few, which I mean weren't that great.
Okay, well, Alien Covenant, I think was one of the I don't know if I'm saying maybe it's Covenant. It was the last one that came out.
Yeah, that's the one I skipped.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw it because I'm a sucker for aliens. I mean, I know they're butchering it, but damn it, I gotta see something new. I love it. That's I'm a
Mm.
sucker for it. So anyway, my buddy, he thought it was a good idea to watch it with his kids. And his kids, I don't think they're 5, but they might be like maybe 9-ish, I wanna say.
Uh,
But the scene where, where the alien bursts out of the chest, he said when that scene happened, his kids were screaming out of the room. Ah! I'm like, oh my god. He's like, I had to stop the movie. I'm like, dude, you took a big risk.
so I don't remember if it was Aliens or Alien
Yeah, it was
that.
Alien, then Aliens, right?
No, I mean just like
Oh, which one, right?
which one I was,
Or the
because
same.
I got exposed to the Alien franchise
Mhm.
pretty young too. I'm pretty sure my parents were watching it on like HBO back in the 80s.
Mhm.
And yeah, I witnessed that chest burster scene a few times where I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's gross." But I mean, it's still
So
really cool.
do you watch horror?
Not so much anymore.
What's the
Like I
matter?
used to
Oh,
watch
because
it
you
a
got
lot.
kids, right? It's hard now, right?
That, and it's just like
It's hard
there's
to watch with
nothing
your
really that appeals to me about it anymore. Like
dude.
I'll occasionally like I watched
You
Get
got
Out,
Get Out was
and
awesome. Did you like it or no?
yeah, I loved it. I was
I
like,
thought
wow,
it
that
was
was really.
incredible. Yeah, it's
And
fresh.
I
And that's why you need
kind
movies
of want
like
to go
this.
see his new movie, even though I think that will scare me even more.
Watch
Like,
it.
you
I'm
know, just
watching
like,
it this Friday. I'm gonna watch it. I have to. I'm gonna be in a
but
theater myself out my ass. I just have to see it.
I just, but I don't do horror movies so much anymore. It's just, you know,
Dude, this guy is reinventing the genre. He's just doing new stuff. It's fresh. He's
yeah,
actually making it fresh. He's like doing what
yeah,
we're doing for Pistoleta for westerns. He's like doing it for horror. I mean,
yeah,
Get Out for me was just it was just wizardry. It was
yeah,
magic. It was great. It was a good theme. It had a great story. It made you think socially,
yeah,
racially. It was brilliant. I mean, it could only be written by that person. Jordan Peele's the only one
yeah,
who can make that. I'm sorry. It had to be an
yeah,
African American, even though he's half white, but he relates more with African American side. So that kind of story could only come from an African American, I feel. And not
yeah,
to say nothing wrong, but it's another freaking dynamic of horror that was just amazing. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
put it like this. I showed that movie to my mother. Okay, she's not a horror fan, but it's psychological suspense and everything. And when we were
yeah.
done
It's
that
not that.
movie, when we were finished, you know what she told me? Do you have anything else like that? I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, that's one of a kind movie. I don't have anything else like that. But Us will be one thing when that comes out. I'm sure. When I'll get that on
My
Blu-ray.
wife won't watch it.
Really?
Yeah, my wife is like watching the previews, and she's just like so unnerved just by the previews that she's like, no, I can't. I like, is the other one like that? Because I've been trying to get her to watch
What?
Get Out for a while, and she won't do it.
No,
And
Get Out is not like that. Tell her, hon, it's not like that. Trust me. Give it a
yeah,
shot. Give it a
that's what I
shot.
say. It's more,
Yeah,
you know, yeah, this is, but
yeah, it's
you know,
suspense.
she's
Yeah. I would just try to tell you to just, compromise and at least watch it just so you can try to show her, hey, it's not that bad. But dude, when are you gonna be at the movies by yourself
Oh,
again?
I go all the time.
Okay, this is a challenge right now. We're making a live challenge right now.
Oh, jeez.
You're gonna have to watch us. I'll give you a week, 2 weeks. I don't know. You tell me when. You
I
let
don't
me
know,
know when.
cause
You just let me know when. I'll match it and I'll watch it alone myself. And we'll do a live stream and we'll just talk about what we thought about the movie. Spoiler rant. We'll give it some time, like a month after, like we'll watch it within that time, but we'll do a spoiler rant after so people won't, I guess we could wait that long, but some people watch it right away and want to hear any type of news surrounding it. So, I mean, if we can watch that and just put out a YouTube video talking about it, I mean, that could be another way to help us get some followers and stuff and
yeah,
also mention our project. So you let me know.
we'll see. Cause I don't know. I like even that one kind of like unnerves me a bit. I don't
Come
know if
on.
I'm gonna.
A doppelganger family, dude.
Yeah,
Come on. Let's do it.
that's some creepy crap.
I'm saying I'll take the Us challenge and I'll watch it by myself. I want to know if you're down. We'll talk off air about this. I already
Yeah, we'll see.
I already see you getting already unnerved and all that you see right now just thinking about it. But okay, lastly, real quick, just before we close out this show,
All right.
since it was female, right? We're talking about Peace Leda as a female lead. We're talking about Captain Marvel in the movie about it. Okay, right
Mm.
now, your favorite female lead character in a movie and anything, just one of your favorite. It could be video games, just your favorite female character in pop culture. How about that?
I'm not sure.
It's a tough one, right?
Yes, I mean, cause
There's so
I'm
many.
trying to. Yeah, cause but see, cause a lot of the stuff I'm watching is like or consuming
Mm.
is kind of group affairs, you
Mm.
know. So
I'll I'll hit you with one. Maybe it might jog your memory or make jog something going.
all right, what do you
I
got?
said one, but I'm like it's bad. Like it's kind of like I could say it's three, but I have Sarah Connor.
Okay.
Okay, because the first Terminator was just balls out crazy. She's a waitress, and then at the end of the movie, she's
See,
surviving a damage. She freaking finds a way to kill a damn Terminator. Michael Biehn
dude.
didn't even do
Okay, I
that.
didn't like the first Terminator movie.
Why didn't you,
It's too quiet for me.
dude? You need to. How was the last time you seen it?
25 years ago.
I think you're due for a
I
week.
watched Terminator 2 more often than I watched like
No,
because
I
in
get.
Terminator 2 she's yes a certified badass.
Come on, I get that. I get that. But
But like
part
I
one,
watched Terminator like I think I watched Terminator 2 and then watched Terminator.
okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
And then
It was
so
like
I'm
one
like,
sequel that outshined. Like that could be easily one sequel that outshined the original. What good reason? The special effects were crazy. She was a bona fide badass, and there was more layers on Arnold Schwarzenegger being the actual. You see the flip side of him. So that's
yeah.
that's a movie we can go on and on about for sure. But I love Sarah Connor. For me, the first what I liked about part one is that it was a human being going up against a Terminator.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, this T1000 or more. No, it was a human being. It was like Michael Biehn. I loved him as a character. I mean, I'm saying his real name, but I think it was Kyle. That was his
Yeah.
name.
Was it Kyle?
Yeah, I think it was
I
Kyle
don't.
Reese. Kyle Reese.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't remember his last name.
It just came to me. I tell you, the names come to me sometimes. But the fact that he went at a damn Terminator and almost freaking killed him, for me, I fell in love with just him just going through all that, and even her development. I just thought it was, for me, that's why I think you try watch it again, just because it's a human going up against this Terminator. And even though the effects are dated, the story
Mm.
itself still holds up because that's just James Cameron at his best. And come on, Arnold Schwarzenegger going in a freaking police precinct, blazing out. God, come on, man. Who would thought of that? Like, just this dude in a leather coat just lighting up a police precinct. That is just, are you kidding me, dude? For
Yeah.
for me, that holds a special place. But anyway, Sarah Connor's one. Ellen Ripley for me is
Yeah.
another
Ripley's an
because,
awesome
right?
one.
Just, I mean, if you see the first one, how she ends, the only one survives. She gets in that big
Yeah.
old machine. That's like Mecha before there was like Mecha anime and stuff like that. So, and that was in the late 70s. So that was incredible. And then third is more of a video game character, but it's just Resident Evil, Jill Valentine. Just
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the video game, not the movies, right? Okay, because a video game, because She went through all that crap. You controlled her through. So for me, that was she's just always
That
been
was
iconic to me.
that was my first introduction to Resident Evil. Was Resident Evil 3, where Jill Valentine's
Oh,
taking on Nemesis, right?
mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah, that was because was I got the PlayStation 2,
Mhm.
and one of my family members got me that game for. I think I got that game and Final Fantasy 7
Oh wow, you didn't
same
play
year.
it all. You were an outside for a while. You were in.
I never finished it.
Oh
I
wow.
did not finish.
Was that Nemesis you didn't finish or Final?
No, I finished Nemesis. I didn't
Oh,
finish Final Fantasy because I
Final
get
took a while. Yeah, it took me a long time to finally finish that, but yeah, it
I
took.
bought it again a few years ago and still haven't finished it.
Oh my god.
So
What do you
I
play
got out of
now?
Midgard and I'm like,
Oh, you got
okay,
out
I'm take a
of
break. Never did.
What are you playing now? What are you playing now?
Uh, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my god, dude. I started playing that and it's just Resident Evil 2 came out, the remake, and I'm a Resident Evil fanboy, dude. I grew up on part one and that just mystified the hell out of me, traumatized me, did all that in a bag of chips. So I had to do part two, three, four. Now you got the remake with this new engine. Dude, it's
Yeah.
have you played it or heard of it?
No, I haven't played it. I don't have PlayStation 2 and I don't
PlayStation 4.
buy very many games.
What do you have now? What are you playing
Or
on?
4. I got Xbox.
Oh, Xbox One?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get Resident Evil 2 on there, bro. You don't
I
need to
don't,
play part 2 to
yeah.
know. Get it. You'll like it. It's shooting. It's oh wait, it's the horror thing, but it's more action.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's the thing.
bringing it back
I
to the
mean, I
horror.
remember
So,
the basic
yeah.
gist of 2, but I just don't. Yeah, I
All
don't
right,
do
I'll
horror games anymore.
I'll
I'm an
for
old man. I'm gonna have a heart attack, and then just
I'll forgive you. You had your spell, but now I get you kinda wanes.
yeah.
Well, you
Like
gotta
I was like when I was a teenager, horror was my thing, and like I don't know. So I think watching Hostel broke me.
part 1?
Yeah,
Not
the first Hostel, and then like because like the gore porn
mm,
movies started like how Saw and
yeah.
Hostels. Those they just kind of like killed me. I was like, oh, this is just far too gruesome for me. So and then that was it. I was just like done. I don't watch much horror now.
I think you should try A Quiet Place. That's kinda good. I'd recommend Don't Breathe. That's another one that's kinda good. Um, those are that shows you that you don't have to be so crazy gore or not,
Yeah.
but you can still do something good. Hellfest is another one that's kinda realistic, which is good.
Which one's that?
Hellfest is kinda like the premise is like, the Halloween, Horror Nights, Universal, those type
Is
of
that the one that Rob Zombie did?
No, he should have done that, but it's something
Oh,
along
that was
that
31, wasn't it?
yeah. No, yeah, that one was, but this one is where there's a killer loose in, like, a Halloween Horror Night type thing, and it's Hellfest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all, like, the jump scares, like, "Oh, you're not scaring me," but there's really a killer on the loose in there, and it's fresh, trust me. That one's a
Okay.
really good one. So there's quite a few that, I could recommend that are definitely worth it and are not overdoing it, but still bring you back to the goodness of horror and even stuff that
See,
you thought.
I venture over there once in a while. Like I did actually watch Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem, which I thought was pretty cool because it's more suspense. I mean, it was fucking sorry, it
Mhm.
was incredibly gruesome
Mhm.
at
I
the
haven't
beginning
seen
and
that one. I've
throughout the
seen
movie,
Lords
but
of I've seen the other one, The Devil's Rejects, and the one before that one he did, the name escapes me. Sheesh.
House of a Thousand
House of
Corpses.
a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, so those 2 I saw. 31, I think I
I
bought it and it was just like, oh, it was
I
just
didn't see it. I just I'm like
trash.
I think one night I was just like, okay, I'm gonna watch some whatever's free on
Yeah, if it's a reason, it
Voodoo,
yeah.
and so I was just like, I'll I'll watch this one. What the heck? And I enjoyed
Oh, so
Lords of
Lords of
Salem. It
Salem
was
was
really
so that one I might need to check out.
it's more it's kind of psychological. Like it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Suspense? So you said psychological
Yeah,
too?
kind of suspensey. Uh, uh,
cat and mouse.
more tone wise. It's got kind of a quiet tone, even though it's you kind of it has I don't know, it's atmospheric. How's that?
Hmm.
That's, it's just
Yeah, atmospheric is a good.
it's creepy. It's you're just like what's going on here? Kind of yeah,
The
kind of
mise
good.
en scène is probably really crepuscular, huh? Really dark.
Hmm?
The mise en scène or the scenery, right?
Oh
Crepuscular,
yeah,
dark, right?
you use some $5 words on me, man.
Well, you said atmospheric. I said, let me try to get a little in there. It's a fun-
Oh, okay.
Try
No, and like director wise,
yeah.
he's definitely channeling uh like Kubrick kind of.
Mm,
There's the rooms all look like
I gotta,
there's
I gotta watch
something
this
to the rooms. Like it's like there's a wallpaper, like the
one. Mhm.
in The Shining, how there's the carpet in the hotel, and it's kind of iconic carpet. There's like a wallpaper, and just the way he like positions his camera and moves it, just yeah, it's creepy. It
There's some
gets
magic to it. Yeah, that's a skill too. Definitely, we need to appreciate when you can bring out, dread for a viewer through the the atmosphere and through the setting. I think that's great.
yeah,
And even in narratives, I mean, when you read a good story that someone can paint the picture that you can visualize, that can creep you out, that's skills. I think.
yeah.
I think for a comic, I mean, I mean, I know not to get freaked out by a comic, but I know there is Joe Hill. I don't know if you ever read Joe Hill. Um,
I've read Lock and Key. I'm
right?
not complete with the series,
Okay, but
but I,
there was
I
some.
have all the books,
There was
even though I
some. Get back into that. There were some elements there in Lock and Key that I felt, man, the pacing and just how we did the panel and the direction and one like it was some moments where I'm like, wow, this is kind of creepy even for a comic. So
and
seriously,
he's got a severely cartoony style too, which I was always like,
and that's the
when I
thing. It
first
worked
start,
though.
because I'll be honest, I don't do horror comics either. Like nothing but like yeah, it was just like I don't know, something about it just kept you going, and like I mean, I just gotta. It's one of those things where I got to get back to reading it. There's several comics where I start
Mhm.
reading it and I take a break, and then I get behind, and
And then
that's just one of them.
you don't go back on. Yeah. Try to revisit that. Gabe Rodriguez is the one who did the art, and his
Yeah.
style is just it's like again, like he could have went with a different style and have been so dark,
Hmm.
but I just think like because there's some light moments that with the brothers. There's some banter. There's like some jokes here and there. So I think like, and then it's
Yeah.
high schoolish. So I think like that art style particularly worked well. And I think
Did you
why.
watch
Oh, hmm.
Joe Hill's Horns with Daniel Radcliffe?
I did.
That was actually
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
yeah, it was decent enough. I had the pleasure of actually reading the book first. It's rare that I
Oh,
read the
did
book
it
first on
spoil it for
anything.
the movie?
Oh man, the book was just so well done. It was just incredible. And you see, it was okay.
No,
It,
I
it
mean
was interesting
it's
enough.
an age-old saying that the book is better, but
No, they mean that. In some cases, in most cases, it works. And I
in
hate
most cases, yeah,
because you visualize it a certain way. Then when you see, wait, you put him as the lead, and you put her,
yeah.
it's just like it ruins everything. So
Yeah,
that
it's like I mean,
for a reason.
like I felt that way with Ready Player One, even though Spielberg directed it and did a
Hey,
good job.
I got that
The
one
book was so
here.
much different.
Where is it? I got that from the library, man. My library knocked it out of the park. I was able to get Deadpool 2, Assassination Nation, Hotel Artemis, Tomb Raider, The New
I want to see
Halloween,
that one.
Hereditary, Pacific Rim Upgrade, and Ready Player One because I read the book first and the book captivated me. I was just that whole world. So
That's the
um
thing. Okay,
only
there are a lot of changes there.
yeah.
Yeah, they changed like everything. Like they for Ready Player One, they
Mhm.
they took the author, because the book is like essentially the author's love letter to everything that he loves,
About
like
video. Yeah.
like the D and Rush and Blade Runner and
Mhm.
everything. They had to change all of that because I mean, essentially, that movie was a licensing nightmare. I'm sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm sure he had to go and like, okay, I can get this license, this license, this license, and so it's got a lot of Spielberg's love in there now, as opposed to uh, uh, the original
The
author.
original
What's his
authors,
name?
right? I
I'm trying
can't
to
remember.
remember his name.
Yeah, he had a name like when I'm gonna just look it up just because. Yeah, because it's like I've read it, and it's like once you get his name, it's like, oh, there you go. And he has
I'm,
another book that's kind of like video game ish.
yeah,
Uh,
it's Armada. I
Armada.
read
Yeah,
that one too.
yeah. It's like a pilot, but like a kid playing a game, but kind of somehow he does like a real thing. Is that kind of what it is?
Did
More
you
or less?
ever? Do you remember that movie from the '80s, Last Starfighter?
Yes, it's kind of like that then,
It's
right?
very Last Starfighter, where
Okay,
it's
so I gotta read
it's
that.
the arcade game that is actually a little bit more than an arcade game, and
Yes, and I gotta read that one because just it's the fact that it's video gamey but still sci-fi-ish where and he has a good way of
Ernest
creating it.
Klein.
Yeah, Ernest Klein, that's his name. So I enjoyed Ready Player One. I'm curious about the movie. I'm not gonna have high hopes, but I hope it's just something.
No, don't. I mean, it's like it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. It's just it's not directly like the book.
Right. Well, I gotta finish Deadpool 2. I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's just being a
Sorry for
dad.
spoiling it.
No, no, no. I mean, I knew Juggernaut was in it. I didn't know that, but I mean, I figured that. I mean, that's like you could see that coming. But my whole thing is that I've watched it twice the past 2 nights in a row, and I
Mm.
fell asleep. And it's like, what the heck, man? It's like this dad life is really kicking my butt. It's like you're
You
up
know, there's a certain
early.
point where I give up on a movie. If I fall asleep through it twice, I'm done.
Yeah, but it's Deadpool. I gotta see this. And could you believe the first part I fell asleep in? I can't even remember. But the second part I fell asleep in is a little bit after Cable shows up at the prison to like I guess go out,
Okay.
and I'm like in and out. Now I'm like, dude, I'm like if I'm falling asleep in this, it's just not right. So I'm determined to finish it tonight. But I get you with the falling asleep, but and it can't be that Deadpool's bad. It's
Yeah.
just I was tired.
It's like, what was it? The
Uh,
first or second Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie. I
yeah,
fell asleep in.
probably
And
the second
from
one.
there I was like, you know what? This is the second time I've fallen asleep. Maybe it's not me and maybe it's the movie.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm gonna give up on this one.
Well, I got the latest Tomb Raider one. The latest one. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it was actually
Is
pretty
it
good.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
It seemed like they did it right, just on the actress they got, and it just she looks really much like the video game.
It's very much like that. What was that Tomb Raider movie that came out
Mhm.
5 years ago? The
Mm.
one where it kind of reboots the story. It's like young
Uh,
Laura Croft, and
yeah, I missed that one. Holy
that
cow.
one was actually a fun
I
game.
gotta look that one up. Huh.
But it's yeah, it's very much along that storyline kind of.
Holy cow. Are you kidding me? Oh,
Yeah, there it is. Oh,
okay. I gotta check it out. Yeah. Wow.
but yeah, it was good.
Well, Mateo, I'm just gonna say this that we could definitely talk movies. Dude, for serious for sure.
I watch it. Like I said, I watch a ton.
No, I think that should be our thing. Remember, I know we were gonna do a live stream, we're gonna try to see. I guess it was the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Do you still want to do that, or you want to watch something else?
Yeah, no. I was like, I'll watch something else. Let's do
Yeah.
I
Have
don't
you?
know, the good, the bad, the ugly, or something.
You want to do a classic like that for the Western bit? I could totally
Yeah,
watch a
or
classic.
I don't know. I mean, either or fistful
Here's
of dollars. My
here's a
thing is, I won't go back to a few dollars more.
okay.
It's just a personal preference that I just like. Those movies are great, but the middle one, just like there's part of it that just unnerves me. That
Mhm.
so
All right. Do you like anthologies?
occasionally,
Okay.
Some
I
because there's some that hit and some that miss, and
All right. So here's a suggestion. I'm putting it up on the share screen. You can see it right now. It's on Netflix. I just saw it literally the other day.
I started watching that. I got about
Really?
3 episodes in before my kids started waking up, and I turned it off because everybody started waking up.
Okay. Is that something you want to go
Yeah,
through, talk about it, or no?
I don't know.
I think
I'd have to go
it's
back and watch because I
yeah.
like the first one didn't do anything for me, but like some of the later ones did. Where like the three robots one was pretty good. There's a comics
What the hell is NSFW? What is
not
that?
safe for work.
Not safe for work?
Yeah,
Really? There's people watching
yeah.
stuff at work?
Well, it's not. They're saying don't watch this at work because it's not. It's hard R as they would say. Because like the first three or like two or three episodes of that,
Mhm.
there's nothing but like robot nudity.
But is it, like,
So
good for the story, or is it just more shock? Like, I mean,
it
who cares?
depends.
As
I
long
mean,
as it's good for the
just
story, you know? I'm all for that. Like, if it's essential for the story or it makes sense to who the characters are, or if it's just for the sake of showing it, just to showing it, that's not gonna, like I
yeah.
don't know,
Some
I
of it's a little
a lot of
gratuitous. Some of it's just. I mean, there are parts where I mean it just. I don't know.
okay.
Some of it worked. Some of it just seemed a little. Why is this really necessary? But
Alright, we'll figure
some of it
out
was good.
what could be our, I guess, our next live stream topic. I feel like just sometimes doing some of the newer stuff that comes out that's kinda trending, if we just get on top of that, just I don't know, it might be something that kinda could, stick or something as far as us, doing a following or something or trying to build backers for what we're trying to do. It just that
Yeah.
might take off. Sometimes it's you never know. We definitely have a good chemistry as far as talking about movies. So that's something that I want to kind of like, piggyback off of and capitalize on because I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Especially in this age with people's opinions, YouTube and stuff. It's just it's content, and just us talking about stuff is content. So
Yeah.
um, we'll figure out what our next thing will be off air. But guys, for those who watch this show, we just appreciate you joining us.
Yes.
For sure, right? Any last words, Mateo?
Hey, go support our Kickstarter because we wanna be published writers and creators and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, even if it's self-published, you guys
yeah.
it's self-published. You guys give us a self-published credit.
This
We
is a
can't
lifelong
publish
dream
without saying, yeah,
trying
seriously.
to make real.
Yeah, seriously. So guys, if you can help us out, we'd appreciate it. Sharing is caring. Definitely think about sharing the link with your friends, with
Yes,
others.
please.
And hopefully the next live stream we could get a few more backers as we try to promote on social media
Yeah.
the best way we can. All right, guys, that's it for today's show. We'll see you on the next spoiler rant. Later,
Take
guys.
it easy, bye, everybody.
Later. All right, dude. That was a pretty good show.
That was